Welcome to NTN Nightly. I am Janelle Norville. This edition's top stories. The Ministry of Health introduces electronic devices as it steps up surveillance for home quarantine. Prime Minister the Honorable Alan Chasney pays tribute to Caribbean hotel magnate Gordon Butch Stewart. And Goodwill Ambassador His Excellency Kenny Chitoli taps into resources for a timely donation to country. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is now better equipped to monitor and manage the home quarantine process in the national battle against COVID-19. Faced with breaches of the home quarantine protocols, the ministry has announced an improved approach to surveillance through the use of technology. This will be achieved through the use of two electronic monitoring devices, the BioButton and wristwatch. Dr. Dana Gomez is the acting national epidemiologist.
The BioButton is a disposable, one-time use body sensor about the size of a quarter, designed to be worn on the left side of the chest. It is small and unnoticeable. It monitors the vitals of quarantined persons who may be at high risk for developing COVID-19 disease. It also provides continuous temperature, respiratory rate, and heart rate measurements to the user. In so doing, it enables the early detection of potential cases. The wristwatch resembles a smartwatch. Through its geofencing capabilities, it ensures that persons wearing the device remain within the confines of their home as per home quarantine protocols. It also allows for the monitoring of vitals of the quarantined individual. This means that should persons develop symptoms during their quarantine period, this would be detected by the Department of Health. Through improved monitoring, this device will aid in the nation's COVID-19 response plan by limiting the spread of the disease, as it helps to ensure that persons remain at home during their quarantine period. The BioSticker will cost US $100 for the 14-day period, and the wristwatch US $75 for 14 days.
On Monday, 4th January 2021, the police force announced that it is assisting the Ministry of Health with detaining individuals who refuse to abide by the provisions of home quarantine and escorting them to government quarantine facilities. Authorities have made it clear that anyone found not adhering to the terms of home quarantine upon review by the Ministry of Health will have their approval revoked and placed at a government quarantine facility at their own expense. Anyone with information regarding possible breaches of the conditions of home quarantine is asked to call the nearest police station immediately. St. Lucia is among OECS member states that have pledged over 3,000 rooms for accommodation in the event an evacuation order is issued in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in association with the island's volcano. Prime Minister Honorable Alan Chasney says St. Lucia and OECS member states remain on standby as the region monitors the activity at the La Soufrière volcano.
We've been in contact with several hoteliers, some who have not opened up their properties yet, as making those rooms available for them. Certainly we're having to put a contingency plan in place that if we need to help them with medical support, i.e. Using the respiratory center as a backup for them as to how we would potentially do that. And certainly using Huonora Airport as much as possible as another source of getting personnel into St. Vincent. So a lot of communication has been taking place behind the scenes. We're hoping for the best, but we're preparing ourselves for the worst.
The Caribbean Disaster Management Agency, CDMA, has confirmed the activation of its Regional Coordination Plan, RCP, with 4 teams on standby for deployment as required and in line with COVID-19 protocols. The region last experienced a volcanic eruption in July 1995, the Soufrière Hills in Montserrat. Honorable Chasney says that experience left many lessons.
For instance, we knew that because of the ash, the immediate impact on airports and the secondary impact on air quality, and in some cases that air quality being bad enough, i.e. the ashes, that it affected the agricultural output. So again, depends on the winds at the time, but this is something that we may not think can impact us, but could have a very severe impact on us here from a health perspective, our cultural perspective, aviation in terms of planes coming in and out. All of these things can be affected.
Prime Minister Chasney is urging St. Lucians to be on guard.
There may be things that we have to do very quickly, but to be comforted in knowing that there are several eyes watching the situation, and we're in constant contact with the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're in constant contact with SEDIMA and also with the seismic office in Trinidad and Tobago. There is a lot of good experience that's being made available to us, or expertise that's being made available to us. And certainly NEMO will continue to provide information on a needs-be basis to make sure that the proper preparations are being done here, and that at all times that we're protecting the lives and livelihoods of St. Lucians.
According to scientists monitoring La Soufrière, effusive eruptions had been occurring regularly in the last week of December, and the small pool of water which was in the crater of the dome formed following the eruption of 1979 had dried up as a result of the heat. Further emissions in the crater had created a new satellite dome. Caribbean hotel magnate Gordon Butch Stewart has died. The founder and chairman of the Sandals Resorts International died on the evening of January 4, 2021. Prime Minister the Honorable Alan Chasney has paid tribute to the Caribbean giant, whom he said was never an ordinary man. Butch Stewart, Honorable Chasney added, dreamed big as a pioneer and trailblazer. Prime Minister Chasney recalled that as a young director of tourism in the 90s, he had convinced Butch Stewart to take a chance on St. Lucia. 3 hotels and 2,000 jobs later, the legacy and impact of Sandals is indisputable. No one individual, Honorable Chasney notes, has ever left such an indelible footprint on the Caribbean region or been more responsible for the development of the Caribbean brand. Butch Stewart was a marketing and branding genius, creating the first world-class Caribbean brand with his Sandals product. Thousands of people in this region have jobs and careers because of Butch Stewart. Honorable Chasney stated that the world knows more about the Caribbean and St. Lucia because of Butch Stewart. In spite of all his successes and recognition on the global stage, Butch Stewart, Prime Minister Chasney observed, remained a Jamaican boy at heart, a family man, a lover of all things Caribbean, and a tireless advocate for Caribbean people. Honorable Chasney says not only has he lost a former boss from his airline days, but a mentor and, more importantly, a close friend. The Caribbean, he added, has lost an irreplaceable icon. Goodwill Ambassador His Excellency Kenny Peter Chitoli, tapping into resources, has made a donation of medical supplies and emergency packages to the government of St. Lucia. More from Jesse Leos.
The St. Lucia Goodwill Ambassadorial Program continues to bear fruit. Goodwill ambassadors are expected to represent St. Lucia locally, regionally, and internationally by leveraging their profile and celebrity status to tap into access for growth and to forge strategic partnerships between the Cultural Development Foundation and other related agencies. Goodwill ambassador, businessman, entrepreneur, and philanthropist His Excellency Kenny Chitoli is taking the role seriously, recently donating medical supplies and emergency packages to St. Lucia. The Goodwill ambassador migrated to Canada in 1972 and took with him the spirit of community and industry. Minister in the Ministry of Tourism, Information and Broadcasting, Culture and Creative Industries, with responsibility for culture and creative industries, Honorable Senator Fortuna Belrose expressed gratitude for the donation.
As you know, St. Lucia launched the ambassadorial program about a year ago. And so doing, what we were able to do was to appoint a series of persons across the globe who continue to provide support to our country. And today we're here to receive a container of a shipment of supplies, medical supplies, emergency packages from Ambassador Ken Chitoli in Canada. And of course, Mr. Chitoli, of course, has been a wonderful civilian. He's continued to support our country over the years. And today we're here to say thank you to him and, of course, receive the gracious gift he's been able to send here for the people of our country.
The St. Lucia Goodwill Ambassadors Program is a proposed tool to actualize the national cultural policy in a number of areas. The individuals appointed are citizens of St. Lucia who have achieved international acclaim, and the overall objective of the program is to serve as a catalyst for socio-economic transformation and the development of human capital in all sectors related to the creative arts and the industries, sports, visual arts, gastronomy, and music. Attorney General of St. Lucia, Honorable Stephen Julien, highlighting the impact of the Goodwill Ambassadorial Program, conveyed his appreciation for the gesture.
The items that you see here represents a relationship that has been nurtured over many years between the folks at KLC Freight in Canada, Mr. Ken Chitoli and his family, and through his network and through his appointment as Goodwill Ambassador, he's been able to mobilize his connections and get some of those resources available to us.
The government of St. Lucia will be working with relevant agencies to ensure the supplies and packages are distributed to those most in need. His Excellency Chitoli expresses immense gratitude to those who made the gesture possible, including President of North Star Corporation, Tony Trigiani, President of Superior Medical Canada, Ron Kilius, President of Global Medic Rahul Singh, and Accountant Executive of Global Medic Jimmy Gross. For the Government Information Service, I am Jessie Leonce reporting.
This is NTN Nightly. Stay with us. Primus Hutchinson is up next with the NTN Nouvelle Creole.
A habit of daily caring for the teeth, tongue, and gums not only improves your oral health, it also helps maintain a healthy body. Here's how. Be sure to wash your hands and your food before eating. Rinse your mouth thoroughly after every meal and after brushing your teeth. Floss at least once a day before you brush your teeth along the lines of your teeth. Brush at least twice a day, including before bedtime. Ensure you cover the entire tooth surface. Avoid sticky and sugary foods, including candy, as well as carbonated drinks, as they increase your chances of getting cavities. Consume lots of water, fruits, and vegetables daily. Wait at least 15 minutes after having acidic food and drink, such as citrus fruits and soft drinks, before brushing your teeth. This prevents damage to your teeth's enamel. Visit your dentist twice yearly. For further information, call the Dental Services Unit of the Ministry of Health and Wellness at 468-5314.
Welcome back. We join Primus Hutchinson for the NTN Nouvelle Creole.
Merci autant, Chanel. Monsieur, Madame, département qui responsabilité pour formation en gouvernement cette le GIS à CBP Télévision Nationale pays NTN Caposato Nouvelle à Creole Presato Primus Hutchinson. Police cette le en collaboration et puis ministère de Santé voulait faire toutes les personnes qui trouvaient permission pour entrer en quarantaine à Caillou qui ont supposé suivre et obéir ces règles qui déjà en place et qui ont été d'accord pour suivre les demandés pour ça entrer en quarantaine à Caillou même. C'est mon qui en quarantaine à Caillou en pièce les ils pas supposé en place publique et pour ni contact et puis l'autre monde en public et pas supposé quitter Caillou pour aller pièce l'autre côté. Avertissement ça là c'est pour sortir parce que l'année à dans ces monde ça là qui a désobéi ces règles là et par conséquence de ça police a assisté ministère de santé pour placer ces individus qui désobéissance et qui a refusé pour suivre règles de quarantaine à Caillou même à Baouet et activer yo à Caillou et placer yo dans une institution gouvernement. C'est ça qui a fait pour yo en quarantaine. Samedi passé le deuxième jour en mois de janvier 2021, une femme qui réside dans beau séjour à Paris Gozile te trouvé bas conduite police gozile comme était paraît en place publique plusieurs fois. Yo placé en quarantaine gouvernement, les autorités café public là savent qui n'importe monde yo trouvé qui pas qu'à rester à caillou à bas quarantaine comme yo supposé qu'il perdu permission ça là et qu'il n'est pour entrer en facilité quarantaine gouvernement et yo qu'il ni responsabilité pour payer pour temps yo en quarantaine. Les autorités commandent pour public là fait yo ça n'importe monde qui pas qu'à obéir avec des quarantaine pour téléphoner code garde police qui plus près yo. À part de ça, le ministère de la Santé a implémenté des façons de technologie pour éprouver à sa capacité pour savoir les gens qui pas qu'à suivre la quarantaine à Caillou. Il y a c'est un bouton et l'autre là c'est un mode pour porter à ce point là tout. Supposé bouton supposé à sa façade gauche à sur l'estomac et que ça si un monde en risque plus haut, risque haut pour trouver pour développer corona et que ça aussi pour tuer information concernant des situations tchèo, l'expiration et la température pour qu'il soit possible pour découvrir assez bonne pièce cas de maladie corona. Montre là aussi qu'a fait assurer qui moun en Western Caillou à toutes les et que ça montre si moun ça là qu'a développé pièce de maladie corona pendant en quarantaine. Bouton qu'a coûté $100 américain pour 14 jours qui en quarantaine et que montre là qu'a coûté $75 même jour même quand l'autre là 14 jours là en quarantaine ça c'est ça qui coûte. Durant finissement semaine jeudi là sorti le 31 décembre 2020 pour le 3e janvier 2021, le ministère de la Santé a trouvé confirmation de 7 cas neufs de maladie corona. Le mois ça a sorti 271 tests qui étaient faits à laboratoire Ezra Long. Ça porte les mots cas maladie à cette ici pour 363 en ce cas c'est les étrangères, yon c'est yon homme 31 l'année à l'âge, yon l'autre c'est yon petit enfant garçon 3 l'année et yon femme 37 l'année à l'âge. Tous ces individus là j'ai placé en chambre côté yoni pour rester par koyo yon. L'autre cas c'est celui-ci, yon femme 21 l'année hod aslawe, yon homme 34 l'année de l'âge hod castri, yon femme 21 l'année hod pares castri et yon homme 22 l'année hod pares castri. C'était ça là te fait yon c'est clinique pour traitement problème d'étouffement de pendant yote ka yon c'est résultat c'était ça là yo tout est en quarantaine. Présentement investigation a continué pour découvrir l'autre monde qui yo pété les contacts. Et puis le ministère de la Santé aussi by rapport concernant 3 moun qui trouvé guérison durant le finissement de semaine jeudi là, ça porte les mots cas qui actifs à cette ici pour 61 et présentement tous ces cas qui actifs stable et pièces pas dans une condition critique. Puis en détail pour gasoline, diesel, LPG 20, 22 et 100 livres chargé. Puis détail pour kerosene resté même. Puis gasoline, c'est sorti $2 et des chlins 9 go dessous pour $10 et 3 chlins dessous par litre. Et bien $12 et 6 go dessous pour $12 et 1 chlin 8 go dessous par gallon. Kerosene resté en même prix et ça c'est $1 et 1 chlin 6 go par litre. Et bien $6 et 9 go par gallon. Diesel c'est sorti $2 et 1 chlin 11 go pour $2 et 2 chlins 4 go par litre, et bien $11 et 9 go dessous pour $11 et 2 chlins 8 go par gallon. Puis pour cylindre 20 livres, c'est sorti $28 et 1 chlin 8 go dessous pour $28 et 3 chlins 11 go par cylindre. Cylindre 22 livres là, c'est sorti $31 et 1 chlin dessous pour $31 et 3 chlins 6 go par cylindre. Cylindre 100 livres là, c'est sorti $171 et 6 sous pour $176 et 1 chlin 4 go dessous par cylindre. Exchange pour pour puis pétrole commencer depuis lundi le 4 janvier 2021 et l'autre nouvelle à sous puis pétrole kay lundi le 25 janvier 2021. Est-ce que ça nous fait la merci madame, moi remercie autant pour garder moi avoir une invitation pour je puis moi considérer conserver la vie dans ngay poser l'autre nouvelle à Creole. Je souhaite tout le monde la bonne année et que ça c'est le vieux pour ce tour. General.
Merci Apil Primus. That brings us to the end of NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the St. Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I am Janelle Norville.